Lil Yachty, the Atlanta rapper who is bought in by Quality Control, has had multiple hits, and he has recently given us banger after banger with his rap style and beats. And he launched his label Concrete Records with his group Concrete Boys, with members consisting of Lil Yachty, Draft Day, Caribou, and DC2 Trill. But recently, we have had something brewing in the pot between Yachty and his signee Caribou. It started when Yachty had an interview with Key Glock talking about co-host music producer Mitch. Then we later saw Caribou show her true colors towards Yachty and the label, dropping tweets and saying multiple things about the rapper. Yachty then went on live and was livid about the whole situation, which we are here to tell you guys about. So Mal, what's your take on the whole Yachty situation?
Keeping it real, I do not feel sorry for Yachty, man. This situation is to be expected. If you have foresight, I didn't see this engagement between Bo and Caribou ending well when I heard her reasoning for wanting to be a rapper. I watched that entire A Safe Place podcast, episode 7, with the whole Concrete crew. I encourage you guys to watch that video if you have time, because if you watch it carefully, it showcases a lot of potential communication and cultural issues from the group. Anyways, in that video, Caribou detailed how she started off as Bo's assistant, saw that he was in a movie, and decided that since Yachty was able to provide a voiceover in the movie as a rapper with no significant education or experience, that she could do the same if she made music. Essentially, she had little care or respect for the art form. She wanted to utilize rap / being a part of Concrete Boys as her opportunity to blow up in social media and the entertainment space. But she has no talent. Bo even gave admittance to writing all of her lyrics. No shocker. She had no intentions on being in this industry long term, and in my opinion, that is fine. Just by observing her behavior in interviews, on podcasts, on social media, I was by no means surprised to hear about how rude and disrespectful she is to people. A high percentage of females in this industry of the content creating, influencing space look down upon regular people and display no gratitude to those who put them on. This is not out of the ordinary. Bo should have known what he was getting into. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, stop crying and bitching on social media. Real niggas do not feel sorry for you. The only member of Concrete Boys that niggas paid attention to was Caribou, for obvious reasons. She is proverbial eye candy. We knew that. You knew that. Not to mention, everybody was assuming you probably hidden those. I mean, that's only speculation, but a lot of people have shared those sentiments. But I think Bo made a critical error, and he thought Caribou was going to be a part of his business long term. He needs to enhance his business acumen. This should be a grave lesson for himself, as well as others that are trying to piece together a small unit or label. No disrespect to those other Concrete members, but niggas ain't really checking for them like that. They don't really have a lot of motion. Caribou accomplished her task. Be attractive, sign with Yachty, make a name for yourself, make a little bit of bread, finesse Yachty, and then dip. It's a pretty common strategy. She isn't that intelligent, so she doesn't realize that will not work wonders for her long term in her career, but it doesn't really matter. This has no effect on Yachty. He can't act like he didn't profit off of the situation. Both parties won, gang. He honestly just makes himself look like a sensitive hoe by responding and crying on social media. So he has some serious growing up to do. He needs to move on. And frankly, Concrete Boys is dead. Yachty will continue to do what he does. He's a very successful artist, but his group just flopped, man. And it's okay to acknowledge that. Concrete Boys is done. Yachty needs to move on, and I believe that Yachty and Caribou will both move on.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I didn't even know who Concrete Boys was until like a couple minutes ago. The only part I like kind of knew was like when they was on the radar feature, because Mal will play it all the time, and it would piss me the fuck off, bro. Like he'll play it, and I'm thinking the beats like looping, but no. It's just the same continual beat, no difference in it at all, and it just sounds like a loop for like 6 minutes. So I really didn't even know who these cats were until like a minute. But not to play devil's advocate, because this is definitely a he said she said thing, for sure. I believe both of them, and I think both of them are bullies. First off, Yachty kind of gives me that. He honestly gives off this whole controlling, narcissistic type of behavior. There's even like a clip of him talk like disrespecting his homeboy when he was interviewing Key Glock, like just right in front of his homeboy. So this is no surprise to me, man. This honestly gave me more proof that all these rap crews and groups are, of course, fabricated. and orchestrated by higher ups. Not gonna lie, I'm not a big follower of Concrete Boys, but I have no clue who the other members are. Like I ain't gonna lie, those are the only two people I know. Caribou because she's eye candy, and Lil Yachty because he's Lil Yachty. The other cats I do not know. Like I see the album cover, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a tough album cover. Don't know who none of these people are. So this is definitely the end of Concrete Boys. It was very, very quick ending. It was like one of those deaths, like when you just stab somebody in the chest and they die in like 3 seconds. That's kind of how it was. On the Caribou's part, Yachty was definitely writing her raps. Like Yachty even sent a clip of like him like writing her rap on the radar freestyle. Dog, it's just bad. So the girls never had much talent to me to begin with. Like when I seen her perform and I wasn't really wild or anything. Like there wasn't anything that kind of gave off, superstar or, somebody to remember. There was no replay value to me. But overall, Concrete Boys is cooked. I can't lie to you. And Yachty saying that, she was 900K in the hole is crazy. Like being that much in debt is crazy. Like I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, to be honest. Yachty definitely has some things to iron out, man. I have no clue where the future lies for the other Concrete Boys members. Do I care? No. But the future definitely looks bleak for them, and I would not be surprised if this is the complete end of their group entirely as a whole.
I don't really have much to say about the situation, but I'm not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed, some of the Concrete Boys music. And man, Yachty, he's been going on a tear. He's been on my playlist, he's been on repeat. But after this whole situation, I really think it's kind of pointless, especially if she's saying that she's not gonna be here long. I mean, you should expect that. Seeing that Yachty actually, wrote her raps, I thought that was kind of hilarious. But it actually kind of just shows that they really just brought her in here, just because she's eye candy, and it brings something else to the group. And I think Yachty should have been a bigger man and should have just, let this go, been like, all right, cool, you dipping, you did your part, and you brought us what we were supposed to get. I think it's kind of pointless, going back and forth with it. If she wants to leave, that's cool. And she doesn't really look like she's that much of an intelligent person. So, I mean, I don't really know what Yachty's expecting to get out of this, but it definitely seems like Yachty got a lot on his chest. I'm interested to see how far this goes, because I actually have seen that recently, Caribou clap back at the whole ghostwriting thing. I ain't gonna lie, I don't really care what she says, because, I mean, Yachty basically showed that he writes her raps, so whatever she says is kind of pointless.
It's definitely interesting and pointless. Caribou is not very intelligent. I think that kind of hits the nail on the head. But like you guys said, Boat really he couldn't see this happening. He couldn't see her leaving. She said in the video.
I think he I think he just completely overlooked it, to be honest. Because, for her to kind of be open with, the fact that, this kind of gonna be a short-term stint for me,
right,
in my career, and him to be like surprised by her leaving. It's like, I don't know.
That's why it's not making any sense. Bo, you got what you wanted. You wanted a girl in your group. Because it's ironic. I think that's kind of what brought Concrete Boys' attention. Is Concrete Boys, but they got a girl in there. And she, she's relatively attractive. She cute. She decent looking. But it's clear the girl don't even know how to rap on beat. Like, I get it. Yachty is rapping on a lot of this Michigan production, which that style is the kind of off-kilter, off-beat style. But she has no talent. It's very obvious. She has no charisma with any of these bars or these lyrics. It's like somebody that's never rapped before, and you give them the lyrics and say, read this, recite this. She doesn't have great delivery. She didn't have any of that. So for Bo to feel some type of way, and like CJ said, these groups are fabricated, because in the podcast, he's talking about, oh yeah, this is my friend, this is my best friend, da 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 da. Can y'all stop with that shit, man? You're not really fooling anybody. But I think that this group was just a flop, man. If he wanted this to have longevity, if he just wanted to, put out one album, make a few little 100,000, maybe a few M's, I get that, cool. But you getting on IG and you crying, moaning, and bitching about it, not understanding that. Maybe somebody can explain that to me.
And one last thing before we get out here. I'm not gonna lie to you. The only reason, like, I've heard of them, like Concrete Boys, like in general, is really just because the aesthetic and the beats. I haven't really heard much of them, like, on production, if any at all. Like no lie. Like, I haven't really heard much. Like, their beats are really good though.
Yeah, beats are crazy.
And then like take some dope pictures. You know what I mean? But like,
oh yeah.
That doesn't bring me in to like listening to an album. So I would never come back to them. Not that I've ever came, to start listening to them. Pause. Yeah, this is, I ain't gonna lie. This is all on Yachty, man. This is all on Yachty to me, bro.
It is.
Like, it is.
Oh,
it is.
I would give Yachty credit.
But himself, bro.
I would give Yachty credit. He says that he's the one that's styling these guys. They take some hard pitches. They got some hard fits. So we got to give Yachty that credit because he be putting them fits on, man. But he got to take all that blame, all that accountability.
Man, Concrete Boys, bro. It's over.